Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus, which is an heir to the Galaxy Ace that was outed a year ago. It is upping the CPU speed to 1 GHz and the screen size slightly to 3.65 inches. Unfortunately, the phone keeps this 320 by 480 HVGA resolution, which was all the rage in 2006. The overall looks are decent, and still we would like anything better than black plastic design. The Galaxy Ace Plus has this tapered back made of shiny black plastic, where the 5 megapixel camera with LED flash and the speaker grill are situated. This glossy plastic is a bit slippery, but the phone sits well in the palm and the screen is small enough to operate comfortably with the thumb, making the hands very suitable for one-handed operation. The brightness of the display is good enough outside on a cloudy day, for example, but if the sun is shining directly on your screen, it's not going to be very legible, which can be said for the majority of smartphones, of course. The colors are vivid though on the screen, and the viewing angles are pretty decent. The screen's main disadvantage, as we said, is the below average pixel density, making the interface look grainy throughout and the letter edges when reading websites jagged. And pixel density is 158 ppi, which, as we said, is pretty bad, below average for this category. Let's have a look at how the interface looks on the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus. We have the tried and true TouchWiz 4.0 interface on the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus, sprinkled atop of an Android 2.3 gingerbread build. Performance is very snappy, as you can see, without any noticeable lag. The 1 GHz processor does a very good job powering the interface, probably thanks to this very humble HVGA screen resolution, which makes everything look a bit jagged and grainy. The phone sports 512 megabytes of RAM and 3 gigabytes of internal memory, which is expandable via microSD card. You have social networking integration in contacts as usual. You can link your Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, and chat on contacts, of course, and follow the status updates directly from the contacts application. And Samsung has included some apps that usually come bundled with TouchWiz, like this My Files file browser and its own chat-on messaging service, which is cross-platform now. You can chat with your buddies on iOS and Android phones as well. The browser on the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus doesn't render the pages sufficiently well, since you have the checkered boxes appearing almost every time you try to zoom in quickly or scroll quickly up and down. On the flip side, it does support Adobe Flash in the browser. Embedded videos run well, like this one here, and you can see Flash ads. These videos run only with slight hiccups, but it's always welcome when your phone supports Adobe Flash, of course.
Hey guys, John, B here from PhoneArena.
Let's have a look at the keyboard. You have swipe right out of the box, which works well, and of course we have the default TouchWiz keyboard if you need it, and it's easy to type on the phone both in landscape and in portrait mode. Let's have a quick look at some of the default apps that come with the Galaxy Ace Plus, like the calendar. You have your typical monthly, weekly, and daily view, and it's pretty easy to add an event and set a reminder plus an alarm when it nears. The music player is not very snazzy in terms of interface, the typical TouchWiz music player, but it does categorize your songs according to artist albums and playlists as well. And it's also pretty functional. You have this 5.1 channel MOX surround sound in headset mode you can turn on or off. You also have a couple of equalizer presets which actually work, and a couple of sound effects which do their job fairly well. Some of them only work in headset mode. And of course you can manage the music player with basic controls straight from the notification bar or from the lock screen directly, like that, as usual. The video player runs files up to VGA resolution ones that the camera is able to capture. Unfortunately, it doesn't support DivX X3D files right out of the box, as we used to with most Samsung Android handsets. You only have MPEG-4 file support out of the box. For anything else, you have to hit Android Market. The camera interface supports all the usual bells and whistles we have at most Samsung models, like panorama mode and continuous shooting for sporting events, for example, as well as the usual abundance of scene modes. And we also have a macro mode here in the settings, although the phone focuses pretty well at close-ups, and the macro setting just enhances that. Pictures from the 5 megapixel camera with LED flash came out in focus, a bit low on the amount of capture detail. But the frames exhibited pleasant to watch, though warmer than reality colors and bumped up contrast. The VGA video is nothing to write home about in terms of definition, but it runs smoothly with 30 frames per second and was fairly sharp, with overly generous amount of contrast and warm colors as well. Where the video lacked was in the detail department. Overall, we found the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus as an insignificant upgrade compared to its predecessor. A year later, we get a similar black plastic design. This same lousy HVGA resolution on an even larger display and the obligatory 1 GHz CPU, whereas before we had 800 MHz, a very insignificant upgrade in that respect. Its biggest problem is pricing, though. While it's about the same as the original Ace, the market now can offer lots of alternatives, and there are better phones for roughly the same money, models that were more expensive but got affordable as they got a few months old last year. The Sony Ericsson Xperia Neo, for example, is currently cheaper than the Ace, although it's better in any aspect. For about the same price or slightly more, you can get other better smartphones like the LG Optimus Black or the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc even, with better screen, its svelte design and camera that records 720p video. Granted, the prices that we saw for the Galaxy Ace Plus are introductory and are likely to fall down quickly, but it will still not be very worth it in comparison. On the plus side, it takes pretty decent pictures. This was a video review of the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus from PhoneArena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.